So, welcome to the last day of my series on the 12 days of Christmas. We are now well into January, and so Happy New Year again. And I hope you've been enjoying this. And today is arguably my favorite episode of the entire series. I'm looking back on all the different bags that I've used over the year, and I've hauled out 12 of my favorite bags or 12 of my most used bags for each month of the year. This is not accurate by any means, but it's just based off impressions and what I remember went down, and certain outfits that stand out in particular to me, which means that I've used certain bags as well. So I haven't seen so many of my bags before in one single spot, and this gives me great joy looking at them like that. But let's get started. So in January of the year 2025, I remember going for a lot of work meetings and having to go for, they were external work meetings, so I had to lug my laptop bag with me. And so my favorite bag for January was actually this one here. It's not something I bought, it's something that's been passed down to me by my mum, which makes it extra special. It's the Ferragamo Gancini bag. It fits a lot. It's actually 20 centimeters across in the base, but it fits so much more than the Mini Kelly would. In Mini Kelly's 20 centimeters across in the base as well. Stores so much, holds all my essentials, and it's just so elegant and so understated. Ferragamo, honestly, is one of the true unsung heroes of the luxury world. So anyway, this is my bag for January, and I just enjoyed this so much. The next month is February, and I do remember trying to incorporate a bit more burgundy into my wardrobe and trying to wear a bit more color, simply because I felt that I wasn't wearing this next bag enough. This is my Chanel Reissue 2.25 in the size 27. I love this bag. I got this pre-loved, and it's so nice just being able to wear this roomy burgundy colored bag. So I remember pushing myself to take this out a lot more, and I just loved this bag and this colorway. Now I've got an honorable mention for February, simply because this is a bag that made me feel so happy when I used it. I had an award ceremony in February, but I couldn't take my mum with me, so I brought this instead. I know this is not my mum, this is a poor substitute, but this again is one of her bags, and she picked it and she really loved using it. It's a vintage Ferragamo Gancini bag. I think it's called an evening clutch, and it's such a beautiful design. It's still in really lovely condition, and it's got a chain inside, but I remember just using this as a clutch and feeling so happy that I could take this with me and honor my mum during the ceremony in an indirect way. So I really, really love this bag. Now let's move on to March. And in March I had to go up for a work trip in Hong Kong, and I had to move around quite a bit, and I remember using this bag a lot. This is the bag I love for trips where I have to be a lot more formal, because this is a very nice sort of bag that I can sort of dress up, with the lock and the strap, and it looks very formal. Or I can bring some rodeos and a nice gorgeous twilly like this one, and sort of make it a bit more colorful for every day. Fits a lot when I'm going around a city, and I just love how nondescript this bag is, but again, how luxurious it feels, and I just love this bag. So this is my Bolide 1923 in the size 25. Yes, every time I use this, it just makes me feel so happy and delighted. So yeah, that is my bag for March. In April, I had to travel again, but this trip was a bit more relaxed, a bit more laid back, and the functions and the things I had to do were very much more casual. So I opted to bring this bag instead. This is my Balenciaga Neo La City, and it's the structured version of the Balenciaga City bag. I see they're bringing the City bag back, but I'm very happy that this has sort of stood the test of time. It hasn't gotten really outdated yet, even though it's about 4 or 5 years old. Love this bag. It's roomy. You can fit a small water bottle inside. You can fit lots of things inside actually. So it looks very intentional, dresses up lots of outfits in a more casual way. So I really enjoyed this bag, and I'm so happy that I had this with me traveling. Yeah, so love this bag, and that is my bag for April. Yes. Now in the month of May, I think I was sort of feeling like I was neglecting a lot of my other bags. So I do remember wearing a lot more jeans, or on Sundays I started sort of intentionally paring back what I was carrying around the city and sort of trying to incorporate a bit more blue into my wardrobe. So I love this light blue. It actually goes with quite a lot of my casual outfits. So I do remember telling myself to use this a bit more because it's such a beautiful bag and I wasn't using it enough. So I intentionally made myself carry this around, and it felt very summery and very nice. So yeah, this is my mini baguette Celeria in the blue. I think they just call it a light blue style, but I just love this bag and how dainty it is. I just loved playing around with the chain. Oh, fun fact, when I was using this in May, my mum saw this bag and she then said, I like this, I'm going away on holiday on a cruise, and this is perfect for evenings, so I'm just going to take your bag and go on a cruise with it. So she did take it with her. I'm glad that other people in my family enjoying my bags as well. So this was my bag for me. Now in June there is a bit of a toss-up between which bag comes next, but I think in June most of the time I was actually wearing this one as well. This bag is my Moina Gabrielle PM in a size 26, and I just remember thinking I need more pops of color. I want to wear the bags that bring me a lot of joy, and this really is one of the bags that brings me a lot of joy. Every time I wear it, I've just felt so happy with it, and people just tend to compliment the bag a lot, and I just love how much it fits for a work bag. I mean, of course it's not very roomy, but it was still one of my most favorite bags in my collection, and I'm just so happy I have this. And I just remember pairing it with lots of, dark colored outfits or monochromatic outfits, and using this as my pop of color bag. So I've really, really enjoyed this, and yeah, lots of happy memories of this. This is really cool. Now in July, I went traveling, and you have seen me with this bag, and this is the Prada Mariner bucket bag, and I was so happy that I got this. This is my most used bag for the month of July, simply because when I went on holiday I pretty much used it every day, and I was away for 2 weeks and a bit. But it's so roomy, it's so lightweight, stores a bottle of water upright as well, and because it's so narrow and because of how it stands, it can't actually fall over, so you have less of a risk of getting other things in your bag wet. It can store a book, could take so many things, and I just enjoyed using this bag a lot, and I did not really feel like it was a very unsafe bag, because there's just not very much room for other people to sneak their hands inside and get things. So it was a very good bag, I think, for just moving around, and feels quite sort of subtle as well. If you just turn it inside, or the logo's just really small, so it doesn't feel very obvious as a luxury bag, but just feels very nice and lightweight and compact. So I love this bag, and that was my bag for July. Alright, so we're coming into the last third of the year. In August, I think that was about the time when when glimpses of fall, winter started to come on, and Celine started releasing its new lineup with its new creative director. Can't remember what his name is, and basically the 2000s are back, right? And so I was so happy and that they've brought back the Celine luggage. Of course, it's reinvented, but the minute I saw the pictures of it, I started taking this bag out a lot more. All the nostalgia came running back. This bag is now 10 years old. I can't believe it. But hopefully I can refurbish it, or I can sort of do something to it, and maybe my niece might want it. You know, when my niece is old enough, she'll use it. I don't know. It's definitely seen better days, but I have been throwing this bag around. I know I love that I've been able to use this bag for I've had this bag for 10 years. I have such fun memories buying it, and I had such fun sort of using it and reliving those days in the second half of 2025. I do remember talking to my sales associate at Celine as well, and she did offer sort of see if we could clean the bag up in store or send it for repairs. So I might bring this bag back into store and see what can be done. But yes, most used / favorite bag in the month of August, my Celine micro luggage tote. Now, in September, I do remember wearing a lot of brown, and my favorite go-to bag for when I go to work and when I'm wearing a lot of brown is my YSL puffer in the small size, in this gorgeous like pumpkin-y brown leather. It's so pretty and so soft and so comfortable. You know, it's starting to wear in a lot, but it fits so much. And it's just such an easy bag to throw on over your shoulder and just run out the door with. It fits everything that I need. And yes, you can tell there's a lot of wear around lots of different parts of the bag. But I enjoy it. You know, overall, it still looks to be in pretty good condition. So yeah, have fun with this bag. And I remember wearing a lot of brown with it as well. So that is September. Now, right, it's the last quarter of the year, not the best part of the year for me. This is when I started getting ill and started getting admitted in and out of hospital. So the one bag that I remember using a lot, definitely, was this, the Moina Auto. Stores a lot of things, you know, it's a very wide base. And so when I needed to sort of bring some documentation in and out of the hospital with me, or if I just needed to, because I had to go for scans a lot, right? So I had to bring things with me. This was a fairly easy bag to just grab, chuck everything in. I think the one thing with the totes that I like is the fact that I've also bought the corresponding pouches. So that gives me extra security for putting my wallets and my things that I want to keep safe inside the bag, and you zip it up, and then, you know, you can just chuck everything else that you need around the bag, in the rest of the bag. So roomy, light, you know, it's not flashy or anything. It stores everything that you need. Basically did what a good tote should do. So in October, I remember using this a lot. Honorable mention for October, because I also had a hospital stay, and call me bougie. This is what I brought to the hospital. It's the Ro Margot bag. As you can tell, it's a bit squashed. It was not kept very well when it was gifted to me. But this is the bag. Fits so many things. And I just went, what the heck? If I'm in hospital and I have to face everything every day, at least I've got a good looking bag facing me. And I decided to bring my Pegasus with me into the hospital as well. I did have a cupboard where I could put all my things in, so it wasn't on full display all the time. But yeah, security wise, you know, there was always someone around in the room and stuff. So it's not very like it'll be very difficult to take this out and look inconspicuous because of how big the bag is. So this was my hospital stay bag. I did also have other nondescript duffel bags, by the way, so that was my one bougie indulgence going into the hospital. Please don't judge me for that. Right, in November, this was a present gifted to me by my family. I call this this is my Bottega Veneta in the loop camera bag. I love this bag. So easy to chuck things in the bag, to just sort of grab and go. You know, it made I could just take this wherever I wanted with me. You know, it was dark, so you know you can't really see stains on it, or you didn't have to worry so much about protecting it. And it was just a very fuss-free grab and go sort of small bag style, right? It still fits so many things. I might still do a review and just sort of do like what fits in mod shots thing in the rest of the year, but I just enjoyed this bag so much in November, and I'm so grateful to my family for giving this to me. And the last bag of the year, not very glamorous, but this is the last bag to end it all, and it is this my Foray Lepage what do you call this? The Daily Battle Tote in the size 32. This is the old version of it where where it's first in the 32 size with a zip, and the zip is set in rather than being across the top. Right now, I think the zipped versions that they've got are in the size 35. Much better for bringing a laptop around. But this was my bag. I liked it because of how roomy it was. When I was going in and out of the hospital, I started having to drink a lot more water. So I started bringing in my own bottle of water from home, so I wouldn't have to keep drinking from plastic bottles. So this was a bag that fit that. It also fit, my books and my magazines when I was waiting around. It sounds grim, I know, but that is the reality of life. So anyway, it's been hard, but I'm glad in a way that I had, this bag to use through my stay, through my treatments, and it was a very nice, comfortable bag to use. So yeah, that is my Foray Lepage Daily Battle Tote, literally doing battle with illness. So, and that was my battle. But, things are fine now. I've turned the corner. Everything's all good. So I just love this bag. And, it's roomy. It's got lots of compartments. And I just love the zipper pouch. Fun fact about this zipper pouch. This is one of the first few things I've bought for myself when I kind of figured that I had, the funds and the financial wherewithal to actually start buying luxury items for me. So this was my first sort of purchase for myself where I just went, what the heck, let's treat myself. And that kind of sparked this whole luxury phase in my life. Anyway, no regrets. And yeah, enjoyed this bag a lot. So there you have it. I don't think I've got my bags back in quite the right order as I did when I started out with this video. But these are my favorite / most used bags of 2025. I genuinely love how they've told the story of my year. Some years are better than others. But through it all, life is always better when you've got a gorgeous bag to use, and that's functional and that suits your purpose in life at that very time. So that's just how it is, and it's been great, and I've loved looking through all the bags that I've been using over the year and sort of understanding how they've been on this journey with me of 2025. And here's to 2026 and the ability to use more of my handbags and to come up with more new stories for them. So that is it for the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope this has taken you into the new year and helped ease your transition into 2026 and back to working life after the festive season. And this is day 12 sorted.